All right, this is your properties of magnets lab, okay? And so the first thing we're going to do is we need to write down our observations when we have our two bar magnets, okay? And so the first one, what are our interactions between the North Pole and the North Pole? Okay, so I'm going to follow, I have my procedures page. This is not in Google Classroom, but I'm going to follow through with your lab sheet, okay? And then you can answer these questions as we go. So the first part, what are our observations? First one is the North Pole interactions. So when I put the two poles towards each other, what are they doing? Okay. The second part are South Pole interactions. So I got my two south poles of the magnets. What are they, how are they interacting? Okay, and then the third one for our observations are North Pole and a South Pole. So now I have a North Pole and a South Pole. How do they interact? Okay, so now I need to fill in the circle to indicate the red tip of the compass needle as the compass moves around the magnet. Okay, so I have my magnet here, or my compass here, excuse me, and I need to start at the North Pole. So here's my magnet, okay? And we're going to watch that red tip, and that's what we're going to fill in. So when I started at this position, North Pole, where's that red tip pointed? As I move it, where is the red tip of that compass going? Okay. A little bit of a glare. Okay, so that's that next one. Okay, and then for the next one, I need to draw the magnetic field lines of a single permanent magnet. So to do this, I have my single permanent magnet here. Okay, to do this, what I'm going to do is, if I put a piece of paper over the top, and then I have this little tub of iron filings. If I sprinkle this over the top, so the paper is there so you can kind of see the magnetic field lines, but it's also there to keep these iron filings off of my magnet. Okay, and so those filings line up with that magnetic field. So you need to draw, what does that magnetic field look like? Okay, and so we have that single magnet, and then we can see those filings line up with that magnetic field. So go ahead and if you need to pause the video, but go ahead and draw your magnetic field lines for that single permanent magnet. I'm going to lift this up so we can redo. Okay, so the next one, we want to draw the magnetic field line between two magnets with the North and South Pole facing. So I have a North Pole and a South Pole facing each other. I'm going to cover them with my paper, and then I sprinkle it with my iron filings so we can get a picture of what that magnetic field is going to look like. Okay, so now you can kind of see when we have the North and South Pole together, what those magnetic field lines look like, right? They're kind of connecting each other, and they go out and around, okay? So it connects the North to the South Pole and the North to the South Pole. Okay, and then finally we got to do draw the magnetic field lines with two south poles facing each other. So now I'm going to put my south poles facing each other. I'm going to cover it with my paper, and I'm going to sprinkle it with my iron filings. I think I got too much right here. I'm going to try this over again. It's kind of not super clear with that one. We're going to try that one again. Maybe sprinkle a little bit less. Whoops. Oh, well, we'll leave that big glob right there. Okay. Okay, so now we can kind of get the picture of how that magnetic field looks with our two south poles facing each other. Okay, and then if we go to the back, now so we want to find the magnetic properties of different materials. Okay, so I have aluminum foil. Okay, and so here's my magnet. Trying to see if this has magnetic properties. So then, whatever you noticed, if you think it's magnetic, put a check there. If you think it's non-magnetic, put a check there. The next thing I have is an iron nail. Okay, so if you think it's magnetic, check magnetic. If you think it's non-magnetic, check non-magnetic. The next thing on my list is a plastic straw. If you think it's magnetic, check magnetic. If you think it's non-magnetic, check non-magnetic. And then finally, I have my copper wire. Okay, if you think it's non-magnetic, check. If you think it's magnetic, check magnetic. If you think it's non-magnetic, check non-magnetic. Okay, so that was the lab part, and now we have post-lab questions. So basically go through, read the question, use complete sentences. This one you need to draw a picture, so obviously no complete sentences there, and so on and so forth. And then when you finish your lab, turn it in on that post.